Hey everybody, and welcome back to Baking with Joy. Tonight we're going to be making some peanut butter no-bake cookies. And if you remember, or you can look back, our very first video was how to make no-bake cookies, but they were made with cocoa, peanut butter, and oatmeal. Well, tonight we're going to make them with just the peanut butter and the oatmeal, but I'm going to add a few extra ingredients that is purely optional. So I'm starting out with some melted butter, and to that I'm going to add some sugar and some evaporated milk. And we're just going to bring this to a boil. We're just going to stir so the sugar don't stick. So we're basically just mixing this up, getting the butter good and melted, and boiling it for 1 minute. So I'm cutting this recipe in half, but I'll post the full recipe in the description box. I just want to make a few. So it looks like the butter is good and melted. Now you can use whole milk instead of evaporated milk. In fact, the recipe calls for that. Now some of the recipes for no-bake cookies does call for evaporated milk. Evaporated milk just makes it a little bit richer maybe. But the reason I'm using evaporated milk tonight is because I am out of whole milk. So we're just going to bring this to a little rolling boil, and if you'll see here, it's starting to boil. So we're just going to kind of keep a steady stir. And after 1 minute, I'm going to take this off the stove. Go ahead and get our pot holder here. You can time it for 1 minute, or you can just sort of estimate. If I've been making these cookies for a while, so I'm kind of estimating, so I think that's been about an hour. So here we go. We're going to remove this off the stove and turn our heat off. Now, I've got some peanut butter. Now, if you were going to make the no-bake cookies with chocolate, you would have added cocoa in with this mixture while it was on the stove. So we're just going to stir in this peanut butter to get it good and melted. It makes a thick, smooth mixture. I am going to... Ready? Okay, our peanut butter's melted really good. I just kept stirring. I want to add me a little splash of vanilla. Okay, and we'll get that mixed in. Now, in this bowl, I've got some extra ingredients that you don't have to put in there. I don't know if you can see, but I've got my oatmeal in here. And of course I'm making a half a batch, but if for a full batch you would use about 2 3/4 to 3 cups of quick oats. And I've got them in here. I've got a little bit of coconut, a little bit of pecan chips, and a little bit of white chocolate chips. And those were the extra ingredients that I was talking about, that, you know, if you just want the peanut butter and the oatmeal, that's fine. But I just wanted to experiment a little bit. You could put walnuts in here if you wanted to. So you just kind of want to get it good mixed. And it's a super oily mixture, sort of, with the melted butter. And I think that's pretty good. Now, I'll be right back and I'll meet you over at the countertops.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, I'm back over here at the counter away from the stove, and I got everything stirred in. So I've got me a cookie scooper. And you can drop these on parchment paper or wax paper. I had neither, so I'm going to use aluminum foil. And that works just fine too. So this cookie scooper works wonders. If you didn't have a cookie scooper, you could just drop them by teaspoons, which I think is what I did on the first video that we had. Now, if you get your mixture a little dry, I wanted to tell you, you could add a few spoonfuls of milk and just stir good, and that would moisten them up. But you don't want to add too much, because if you add too much, it may not set up and may be too liquidy. But these are just the right texture. I've never tried these cookies with coconut and pecans. And neither have I tried them with chocolate chips. Okay, and now that you've got them all together, this is what you can do. You don't want to handle the mixture while it's real hot or it'll burn you, but you can just sort of conform them a little bit. And I have to tell you, they feel really moist. So the little crumbs that you got, just sort of bring them in. I'm very anxious to see how these taste with the coconut, the pecans, and the white chocolate chips. You could add like chocolate chips, but considering that this mixture is hot just off the stove, it would probably melt them and turn your mixture chocolatey. Okay, everybody, this is all you do to your no-bake cookies. You can flatten them down a little bit. And you just want to let them. Okay, everybody, we're back. And as I was saying, you just want to let them cool just a bit before you transfer them to a plate. And they got cool for just a couple of minutes at room temperature. And I just wanted to pick one up and show them to you since they're formed and they're soft. And I'll just take a taste test and break a piece off. And they're real good. The white chocolate adds a mild flavor to it. The white chocolate chips. But everybody, I just wanted to thank you for joining me tonight so that I can show you this lovely cookie recipe. No-bake peanut butter cookies with oatmeal and whatever goodies you would like to throw in there. I hope you try the recipe. I'd just like to say thank you for the large amount of support from the last 2 videos that we've done. It means a lot to us. Thank you and have a blessed night.